day to you all, and welcome to another episode of Wear Many Hats. My name's Rachel, and this is the podcast that's totally dedicated to the FM and property industry. Today, we have a wonderful guest with us. I'm pleased to have him here. It's Adam Sandford. He is real estate lead at Runway East. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Very pleased to be here.
So good to have you here. We've been chatting ages before we
We've wasted half an hour.
We have. Yeah. So, we'll jump straight into it. Obviously, you've been with Runway East for a little while now, and you've recently been promoted, haven't you? So, well, congratulations on that. And you're going to tell us all about that. But, shall we go right back?
Yes.
Let's jump right in. So let's rewind a bit. Where did it all start for you?
I mean, that's a great question, and it depends. We as I said, we've used half an hour already, so I won't go way back. But let's take one of my first sort of, I would say the job I learned most from. Yeah. Recruitment. Oh, yeah. Something you're very familiar with.
I am 25 years. Yeah.
I have to say, I didn't do it for anywhere near as long as
I saw.
Wasn't very good at it, to be honest, but
I'm surprised at that.
Do you know what? It wasn't that. I worked for, it was my first job moving to London, moving to the Big Smoke. I did it for maybe a year.
Yeah, I saw.
And then my boss there started a recruitment tech startup. Yeah, and asked me if I'd like to move across and do the business development side.
That's what I did. Yeah.
Which I did. And again, that was great, and that was a great experience, and ultimately is what led me to Runway East. But the job in recruitment, I didn't love it. It's a tough game. You're hitting the phones, especially at a junior level. Yeah, hitting the phones, cold calling, but it does teach you a lot of resilience.
Yes, I mean, I can't believe I did it for 25 years. It's like a prison sentence. Do you know what? It has shaped me to who I am today, but it is tough. I think people think, anyone can do it, but not everyone is successful at it. It says here you were headhunting. Was that my God. That's quite hard. So you're looking for specific people.
Phoning people up. I mean, phoning people up, trying to surreptitiously sell them a job, trying to get through the gatekeeper, the reception team.
That's tough too.
It is tough. I will say it taught me two things. It taught me one, resilience, because you cannot live your life getting off a call and someone tells you to do one, basically. Yeah. And then beat yourself up about it. Yeah. You just need to pick yourself up and move on at it again.
It's so true. Yeah. It's not personal.
No, it's not. It also taught me empathy, though, which is odd because you don't think it's going to. But when you dissect why that person is telling you to is getting upset with you, the position that they're in at that time, often they're in the office. They've got their colleagues. Maybe they've got their boss near them. Yeah. And so it taught me to put myself in their shoes. Yeah. My boss at the time actually told me to try and do that because I was actually finding it pretty hard getting all these knockbacks, and then occasionally one that would go well, and I was like, why am I, what am I not doing right? And he said it's a numbers game. It is. Pick yourself up, run at it again, and just remember, like, these people are often in an awkward situation. Yeah, it's nothing on you.
If you can't handle rejection, that is not the role for you. It's evolved somewhat since then. Yeah, it's changed a lot since I was in my Adecco days. Yeah, when it was great fun. Actually, put a post up yesterday. I was in close to Devonshire Row, which is where it all started. Anyway, we're really going on about recruitment, aren't we?
I will say, also one of the most fun jobs I've had. Yeah, yes. You know how to have a good time.
Oh yeah, you've got to.
Yeah, when you've got a stressful job like that, you've got to. Anyway, on from recruitment. Go. I started working for the startup. I started organizing events for startups then. Okay. So I was involved with a group. This is the most old street roundabout kind of tech city style thing ever, but it was called Three Beards. And yeah, right. 3 guys in tech.
It's great.
And they did an event called Silicon Drinkabout, which started off as people just in a pub after work on a Friday.
Yeah.
Having a beer and talking about startup challenges. I became one of the organizers for that. And when we were doing that, Runway East existed in its kind of earliest form.
Yeah.
Or one of the earliest forms, where it was very gritty. It was very startup-y.
Yeah.
It was, we're in this building. We don't have a massive budget, but we've got it working as offices.
Yeah.
We've sort of broken it down into a co-working space, as we called ourselves at the time, or as they called themselves at the time. And they had an event space. And so I booked events there.
That was
my introduction to Runway East.
Gosh.
And
it shows you though, doesn't it? Like a door will open and
it's wild.
You have no idea that the future. I mean, you've been there a while.
8.5 years.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Which is nuts. But you know what? Some of my best friends I work with, which is a really lovely thing.
Yeah.
And being involved so I eventually, long story short, applied for a job at Runway East. Got a job at Runway East, community manager, running Shoreditch location.
So you started in London.
Started in London, yeah. And it was all like off the back of meeting the people when we were organising those events, thinking it was a really great kind of bunch and a fun place to be. And at the time I was in my kind of mid-20s, early 20s, and mid-20s.
Exciting then.
Oh, it was great fun.
Yeah, fun.
I don't think I'd have the energy to do it now. All of those events,
takes out of you.
They take their toll. Yeah.
But great fun.
Lots of fun. Still a fun company. Still a really fun company. I'd say
it's a great name. I love it.
Runway East.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you what that's from.
Yeah.
You're going to have to work it out.
I will. No, but tell me after.
I will say, when we opened in Bristol, our first location outside of London, in 2018, I moved across to Bristol.
Yeah.
To launch that, and we had a big debate over whether we should call it Runway West. Which we decided not to, for sort of brand cohesion, and so people would know who we are. And I think that was the right decision.
Yeah, I think so.
But it could have been very different. Runway West could have had an East versus West.
South.
Yeah, South. But then where do you go? Because once you've done a Runway West, if you open something even further west, West. Yeah.
Oh dear, how silly, aren't we? So yeah, I also can see something on here as well. I want to point it out. You are you a maker of jewelry? Sorry.
I am. I actually didn't realize that I presume this is on LinkedIn.
It is.
I didn't realize it was on LinkedIn. Yes, I am, loosely speaking. It's more of a hobby. I did fire it up as a business for a while.
Yeah.
Which failed miserably. Because
it's a passion.
It's a passion. I learned that there was no way to monetize it at such a small scale, where I was spending, hours and hours and hours making something that ultimately someone could buy off Etsy for 20 quid.
Yeah.
And there are people who do great things with it, but that's not me.
Yeah.
I made it. I used it to make my wife's engagement ring.
That's lovely.
And our wedding rings. So it was all.
That's really nice.
It was nice, and it was much cheaper. So no one lost on that.
But it's a lovely gift to make people as well.
It's nice, yeah. My best mate has been saying for years that I need to make him a ring, a signet ring, and I were at the pub and I agreed to do it, and now he's holding it.
How long ago was that?
It's about 3 years. It's under construction at the minute.
In your head?
No, I've definitely started.
Oh, I love that.
The problem is, it's just once you sit down and do that sort of thing, you're there forever.
Yeah, you need some time.
Hyper-focus kind of,
That's so interesting. Well, so you tried to make a business of that?
Yeah, it failed. I got some commissions.
Okay.
But, and did some stuff. And there was a guy, some influencer, who won't go into, he picked it up and he was, trying to promote it. But it just it was never gonna.
You've got to be on that stuff all the time. Yeah,
and
doesn't pay the bills.
Better stuff, better designs, less, taking less time at it, and and ultimately, I'd found a job. I started the business when I was at Runway East, and although I was at a fairly junior level at that point, I really loved the company. I loved the people I was working with, and I kind of thought, well,
just plow every bit of energy into this. Yeah, makes sense, and it pays the bills as opposed to working for yourself. I've been there. So, tell us about your. I was going to say, did you always know this that you were going to end up on this path?
No, my first job was in an abattoir.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We spoke about.
We did. Yeah. We spoke about this when we last met.
Yeah.
Although I should say I was in the office of an abattoir.
Oh, good.
Processing payments, but it was in the accounts team of all things.
Yeah.
And I started doing an accounts qualification. And I really knew that wasn't for me.
My son did that. Bookkeeping. He was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good
to have a try, though, isn't it?
It's good to have a try, and it exposed me to a way of thinking, I guess, that I've kind of held on to. But I knew it wasn't for me. And so when an opportunity came to get a job in London, this was in rural Ireland. An opportunity came to get a job in London. I jumped for it. I went for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right thing. It's good. It's good to have you here.
Yeah.
So who gave you that, or what gave you that push? Obviously, you went into the event space. So was there anyone in particular that sort of pushed you towards where you are now?
Yes. And was an unexpected person. I was working for a friend at the time, a small business that it went kaput, basically, folded. And so the whole team got made redundant.
Ouch.
But this is what I always say to anyone who listens to me, is your network is so important. Build your network, do lots of networking.
It's because so true.
The day that I got made redundant, I messaged someone who I knew who was nearby. I knew they were working nearby, and they'd said we should meet up for a drink sometime. Met up for a drink with them, and to explain it, I've been made redundant. So, fancy the beer. You said you were around, so let's do it. And she said, you know what? You know Runway East, right? I was like, yes, I know Runway East. She had heard that they were hiring someone. She thought I would be perfect for that.
Yes.
Made a quick introduction. I had a call, went in for interview, blah, 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 and the rest is history.
Wow.
So that being made redundant actually was probably one of the best things that's ever happened.
Well, they say one door closes and another door opens.
Yeah.
And what's meant for you doesn't pass you by. So that's lovely. So do you still speak to her?
I do, yeah.
She was kind of proud that she said all those years ago now.
I really should make more of a thing of what a life-changing kind of
you should.
situation that was, because I was down in the dumps. I thought being made redundant was the worst thing that could ever possibly happen to me. It turned out to be one of the best.
Yeah, of course.
And Faye, who I'd met at a networking event, right, ended up being one of the best, most useful connections I've ever made, and also just a really lovely person.
Well done, Faye.
Yeah, thanks, Faye.
She must be proud, though. 8 years.
Messenger.
Yeah.
8.5 years, yeah.
So, you can send her this.
Yeah. And interestingly as well, I mean, as I said, I would say many of my very closest friends work for Runway East, so she indirectly introduced me to most of my best friends.
This is lovely.
Closest friends.
Yeah. You're saying you've got a lot of longevity in Runway East. You keep hold of your staff, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of our founding team are still at the company.
Yeah.
Natasha, CEO, Andy, CFO, Jacob, Chief Commercial Officer, all were there way back at the beginning. And more,
Yeah.
So, and they're a good bunch to work with.
Tried to get Natasha on the show. She recommended you. So,
well, Natasha is one of the most, I describe her as prolifically busy. Her calendar is insane, and bear in mind that she's, she's obviously got our family and stuff as well.
It's all going on.
It's all going on.
Yeah.
But I was very pleased to be introduced to Rachel.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natasha, there.
Thank you, Natasha.
Yeah.
There are two people we need to thank.
Love this. So, tell us about your day. Obviously, you've just taken a new role. It's a month, I think. So congratulations on that. Great start to the year. What does a day look like in your world?
Interesting question. Previously, my background with Runway East was on the operational side.
Yes.
When I was general manager of Bristol and then regional lead, which covered some operational setup stuff, but more on the regional revenue side. And now I'm fully focused on our real estate acquisitions and sort of landlord partnerships.
Which is what you wanted, you said.
Which is what I wanted, It's what I've been gunning for a while. So a day currently, given that it's actually just under a month, a day currently is mostly me trying to remember everything I need to do now because everything's totally changed. But
yeah, of course.
But a big chunk of it is meeting with agents. Today I've got 3 meetings with agents in London. Tomorrow I think I've got 3 or 4, and it's viewing new buildings, and it's
exciting.
It is exciting. It's quite fun. I mean, you're wearing a lot of hard hats and boots and things like that, but but
seeing a building come into fruition is.
I just love that.
Yeah, me too.
I've been with Runway East through every regional site opening, certainly.
Yeah.
And I've launched 5 regional buildings and 4 regions.
And so you've been there for that.
There's something really enjoyable about being part of that process from the start, where you go to a site that's maybe it could be a beautiful new build.
Yeah.
Most times, let's be honest, it's probably quite a tired fit out that they
needs a complete overhaul.
Yeah, total overhaul. And there's a challenge to trying to see past the suspended ceiling matrix that has loads of missing tiles and the tired carpets with holes in them and stuff, and see a Runway East.
Yeah, design.
Or not, see that it's not an opportunity. And I really love that challenge of trying to figure out the practical things, but also, is this somewhere eventually where our members are going to really love coming in day to day? And is this ultimately a location where we're going to make this a success for Runway East and for our landlord partners? And there's something really fun about that. And then when you start to see it come to life and the fit out teams and the renders start to happen. And
then your front of house team starts coming in, and sales start moving.
Members start to come in, and the buzz starts to build.
Yeah.
And then
see
before you know it, our Birmingham location, we have a wonderful general manager.
We do. I know him. Yes, Ben.
He's done such an amazing job there. But when we first we're viewing that place, it's in a great location. We could see that.
Yeah.
It was a former shopping centre.
Wow.
Once upon a time, that had been converted into offices. And so it's got a really interesting layout with the central sort of light well where the escalators were. And if you go to site now, and if you're ever in Birmingham,
I'll pop in. Definitely will.
We're in the Culmore Business District, Temple Row.
I know it. Yeah.
Probably know the old CBRE building. We're right beside that, and Cathedral Square. But if you go in, what the designers have done with the space is really interesting, because we've made use of that light well really well, and the ceiling height is 10. It's very, very high. It's probably 2 of me, and I'm 6'2". And the design, the way that the fit out teams have used the darker areas to make more comforting spaces and use the lighter areas.
That cozy,
Exactly. But now that's full of people, and we're at 95% occupancy or something like that.
Well done.
Thanks very much. Yeah. I'd love to pat myself in the back.
Yes, it's not just you.
Ben, the general manager,
and Ben too.
We hire well. But the difference of that versus the old, when it was a building site or when it was, an empty space, it's just night and day. And it's really, really lovely to see.
I love that. What a fantastic job to be in.
It's great.
Were you going to tell us how what we have to do to get that job?
Yeah.
Not your job in particular, but
No, well.
So let's talk about challenges. What's testing you right now in your role? And obviously, because you've just started. So
yeah, me personally, I'd say that the challenges that I have personally are slightly. There are challenges that I think we're having in the industry, and there are challenges that I'm personally having right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Personal challenges right now. As I mentioned to you, I'm based in Bristol. I was based in London. I'm now I cover London as well. So I'm trying to put my London hat back on and think about the locations. And actually, to be blunt, when I've got a day full of viewings or meetings or whatever across London, figure out realistically how long is it going to take me to get between them, you know?
Yeah. Because it can take a long time to get from one spot to another with a small sort of mileage between the two sites.
But I'm so used to Bristol where you walk everywhere now.
Yeah.
But then the challenges I think that we're having as an industry that's slightly different is that we don't have. When I say as an industry, I mean sort of flexible offices. And we don't have transparent data available for the sector.
Yes.
So with traditional real estate, it's generally the data is a bit more public. You'll get reports. You know, the agents will send out market reports, deals done, and what level they're at, etc. And it's helpful for making decisions for the business and for people looking for those traditional leases. But the challenge with the flex space is that we don't have that data. There isn't a consistent sort of reporting, I guess, culture.
Where you're all sharing information with each other.
It's really opaque. And it can make it difficult to make informed decisions on everything from pricing to on the expansion side, parts of town, parts of London, parts of the country that are worth expanding to, and others that maybe it's not the right time.
But you don't have that data.
You don't have that data. It doesn't exist.
Bit hit and miss.
So there are people who are doing stuff to combat that. Also, people wanting to look for office space. That data is helpful for them as well to make informed decisions.
Yes.
But there are people who are doing things about that. There's Win. Have you heard of Win?
No.
So one of the examples, I think there are other people doing this as well, but it's the Workspace Intelligence Network.
Oh, clever.
Yes, I know. Very clever name. Clever bunch of people. They're a group of operators who've come together to establish standardized benchmarking data.
Oh, that's good. So someone's on the case.
Someone's on the case. And I think there are people from Runway East involved in that. I think there are people from all of the different operators. I don't want to rhyme them off right now in case I miss anyone off. But there's a number of people involved in that. And that's a really helpful thing. But the data obviously it's the culture.
It's great, even though you're essentially competitors, you're actually helping one another out. I mean, I suppose it's going to help you in the long run as well. Yeah. Sharing information. It's not secret.
No one's reinventing a better alternative to the wheel here. We're all in the same industry. We all have similar challenges, and we all benefit from things being a little bit more transparent.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you give away the family secrets, but
of course.
Open data can only help to de-risk things for us and make life more easy for
each other,
and for occupiers.
Yes, of course. No, I like that. But that's your challenge at the moment. So where do you think the industry is heading? Obviously, that's quite exciting. But what about AI?
AI, you and I had a conversation about last time, and we've had another conversation about it this morning.
Yes,
and you hear a lot from people who aren't techie saying that the whole AI thing's a bubble. And then you hear a lot from people who are techie saying that the whole AI thing is not a bubble. It's a total transformative shift in how the world operates.
Yep.
And I think that they're probably right. Now, I don't think AI is a replacement for human contact.
Definitely not.
I think where there are going to be solutions where workspaces will have AI concierges and things like that. I don't think that's something that would suit Runway East's business model.
I don't, we're in labs, that's same.
Yeah.
I like to see the girls when I walk in, and they're lovely girls. Yeah. And I like to have a little chat with them before I go off to get my coffee.
It's human interaction.
Absolutely.
That's what gets people away from working from home.
It's frustrating if you can't speak to a human at times. We know this because of the phone. So, when we're waiting, we'd press 1, press 5, press 2. I just want to talk to someone, So it's the same concept, right?
Same concept. And I think, if we were to look at Runway East's, and I'm sure other operators as well, but if we're to look at Runway East's feedback on the Google reviews, we are averaging, I think, 4.8 out of 5, which is a great Google review. But the thing that's mentioned most frequently are the people, the team.
Yeah.
If you replace them with a screen, an AI assistant or whatever, you lose that. Yeah. And that's not to say, actually, to be honest, that's not to say that product might not have a place, but it's not the product that we offer where, we're a place where people want their team to come to get them out of the house and to be more productive and to be happier and to gel better as a team overall.
Yeah, yeah.
So in terms of AI and where I see it, it's a really useful tool. It's a really useful tool, and no one can deny that.
Yeah.
You can still tell when things are written by AI.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than me, though.
Do you know what? I used it recently to help me build a spreadsheet that was tracking stuff.
Yes, I've done this recently. Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah. No, obviously, it came up with a document that I would say was as good as something I could have done in probably a tenth of the time.
Yeah.
You obviously need to be aware of data protection. So I didn't put any data. I mean, there are different ways that you can be careful with data in AI. I just prefer, I'm maybe overly cautious. I prefer not to put any data into the AI and get it to help me build the tool.
Yes.
But so that was really useful. I don't see an immediate world where it's writing articles that people want to read, for example. I don't see an immediate world where it's writing even social media posts that people engage with to the same degree that they will with a person. But it is a tool and we need to be aware of it. And I think we need to figure out how we use it without compromising on the people and the product ultimately.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it's like a happy medium. It makes certain tedious tasks move quicker and
like
gives us time to focus on other things that are more critical in the business. Yeah, I agree with you. So ESG, that's a buzzword.
Yeah.
You guys are on it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What does it really mean to you in your work?
This is a great question. ESG, well, it means different things to different people. There's the E, the S, the G, right?
Yes.
From our point of view, from an occupier point of view, I think it's probably something that comes up more now post-COVID. I don't think it's related, but I think it's just the way the world has gone.
Yes.
Than ever before. And before COVID, or certainly when I was starting out at Runway East, I think for the first 3 years of me working at Runway East, and I was client facing, nobody once asked me, no member team asked me anything about ESG.
Yeah.
That occasionally changed to be the larger, more established occupier member businesses would have someone who was responsible for that.
Yes.
And they'd ask. Now, I think our team, I wouldn't be answering those questions personally anymore, but our team, I know, get asked them incredibly regularly.
That's positive.
Very positive. And, I was on a panel maybe a year ago or just a year and a half ago, maybe at Juicy in Manchester.
I know him, yeah.
Yeah. And we were discussing B Corp certifications.
Yeah, know it.
And Runway East is proudly a B Corp certified.
Yes, you are indeed.
And the debate came up, is it worth it? Is it, worth doing? Does it answer all the questions that people need it to?
Mm-hmm.
And I think ultimately there are two ways of looking at it. One, does it intricately answer every real estate focused ESG question? No, it doesn't. But what it does do really successfully is it's really accessible for occupiers.
Yes.
People know what it means. People have heard of it.
Yes. It's becoming very renowned.
Exactly. And so it's an easy way for people to sense check and make sure that these people are B Corp registered. I know what that means.
And they're doing this.
They're doing this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
And it does also push you to be, the B Corp specific thing, it pushes you to be a bit more reflective.
Mm-hmm.
When we went to our B Corp certification a couple of years ago, most of the stuff we were already doing.
Yeah.
But it did get us to reflect and look at areas that we could improve. And actually, part of the B Corp certification is that you have to improve that every time.
Exactly. And then you're recertifying, aren't you, every 3 years, I think it is. So, it'd be interesting to see how you score.
Exactly. So is it a scientific real estate or facilities focused certification? No, of course it's not. But it does mean that people can make a more informed decision about, things like making sure the suppliers they use pay a living wage, treat their team fairly, or
the community, doing more for the community around.
And in facilities and in building management and in the industries that we're in, being conscious of fit outs and reusing.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of your job. I would have thought you'll be.
Well, I mean, and it has been for a little while, but there's so much wastage in our industry, and it's very easy to rip out everything of an old fit out, chuck it in the bin, and then put in stuff that is, putting up, even as far as decorations that are going to be on trend for 6 months and probably end up in the bin or break.
Yeah.
When we did our Brighton location, anyone familiar with Brighton will know that there are lots of little shops in the lanes in Brighton that sell,
I love it there,
secondhand things. Yeah. I know, it's such a lovely place to be.
Yeah.
So we from those shops we acquired our sort of decorations from those shops. They've all lived a life.
Cycled, have they?
Cycled to a degree.
Yeah.
Everything in there from a kind of decorative point of view has lived a former life. And also it was a way of buying from local providers.
This is nice. That's about the community and shopping local, and
exactly.
This is all good.
Don't get me wrong. You're still putting in T points and you're all of this. We do try and use we use renewable wood.
Nice,
for example. But there's still wastage. It's still an industry that has a lot of that. But I think it's about doing what you can to minimize that, and then always trying to improve on it
and being mindful. I love that, and leading the way. And you'll get left behind if you're not doing this sort of stuff. I think.
I mean, everyone cares about it now,
and I like that.
Which is great.
This is positive.
Yeah, very positive.
Positive steps. So, do you think the industry is innovating fast enough, or do you think we're still playing catch up?
The industry's constantly being forced to innovate.
Yeah.
The industry is not the same as it was. I mean, I try to avoid the C word, the COVID word.
Yeah, COVID. It's hard though, because things have changed since then, and for office space in particular. Yeah. The whole the way of working has changed. You're quite, for you guys, it's a positive thing because you're not just London centric.
Yeah.
You're kind of city, sort of all over the place, aren't you? Really, and I think co-working has always been your thing as well, and hot desking. I think that's great for the COVID, post-COVID peeps that didn't want to go in the office every day. So how do we do that? Do we co-work?
Yeah, I mean, we offer different membership levels in different locations, and it depends really on what is
required.
And also, often where we work with landlords on a partnership basis, for example, it's what's important to the landlord. What do they want in their building? And sometimes that's they just want some amenity. Sometimes they want something that's going to feed eventually up into their larger office that they might have.
They can grow into.
Exactly. And sometimes, they just want the returns, which is all fair enough. I think the industry has changed and continues to change, and what occupiers want continues to evolve. There are people who will probably never go back to the office.
Yeah.
There are people who said 12 months ago that they're probably never going back to the office who are now going back to the office. So we wait and see how these things happen. But from a flex point of view, I think where we innovate is how we deliver value for our landlord partners and stuff that they want in their building that's also going to deliver a really amazing service and be, popular with the members. A lot of landlords are thinking about, more flexible terms on traditional leases. How do we work alongside that? How do we complement that?
Yeah.
And, historically, I think a lot of flex providers would have offered a large number of what you might call enterprise suites, larger suites.
Yes.
That is something we still offer, but I would say our focus on that is different depending on the area and the location. And that's something you have to continually review.
Yeah, of course.
That's also where this data comes in.
Yeah, what do people need, in terms of office space?
To help us stay agile. Yeah. Exactly. Also, costs continue to rise for everything. So where can we innovate? How can we innovate? I mean, how can we keep the service levels where they need to be, really high, really good, and stop costs from getting out of control?
Yeah.
And that's, not something I can rhyme off the answer to right now, but I think it's something every flex operator is aware of.
Juggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tough. So looking back, you've had a few projects we've just discussed, but looking back, what moment or project are you still very proud of today? I'm sure you've got many to come as well.
Do you know what? Yes, absolutely. That's a prime thing to say.
Yes.
Loads to come. But there have been lots of things, and we're fortunate to have a great team, really high team retention, and we've done some wonderful things on that. I can't take any personal responsibility for it, but when we were a smaller, more startup-y style business, we took the leap to open our first location outside of London, in Bristol. And it took a fair bit of, luck, to be honest. The opportunity was right. But I'm really proud of how we took that leap. We pre-let that building almost entirely.
Wow.
Which was why, if we did that every time, I'd be a very happy guy. But we went for it, and we made a splash, I think, in a way that was really complementary to the businesses and the ecosystem around us there. Yeah. And so we've gone from opening our first location outside of London in Bristol to now being the largest flex operator in Bristol.
Brilliant.
We've just announced, actually, a brand new building in Bristol at 43 Queen Square.
How exciting.
Very exciting. I don't know how well you know Bristol, but Queen Square is gorgeous old Georgian and Victorian buildings.
I don't know
nice.
Bristol that well.
It's so nice. It's really
well done.
And that growth there, and then in subsequent regions and actually across London as well, that growth is something that has not been, we're very cautious. We could be 2 or 3 times the size we are, but we've been cautious in how we grow, and we fill buildings, we keep them filled. We don't.
Can you retain staff?
Yeah, we retain staff. We don't make promises to landlords that we can't keep.
Honesty, love that.
Yeah, and so, there are operators who've been around for less time than us that are growing faster, but we're growing carefully, sustainably, and in a sort of organic, people-focused way.
Nice. I love that. And it's a team. I like that. Yeah. Very humble.
Great bunch of people.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
Thanks,
I like hearing that. Yeah. So what's something you wish you knew when you were starting out? Considering what you've done in the past as well, like with your different roles.
Do you know what? If someone had said to me, this is something I try and do now, and anyone who's been on a Teams call with me might notice this going forwards.
Yeah.
Anytime someone says something that I don't fully understand the meaning of or the way they've used it, I'll make a note and I'll go and learn it.
Yes.
And I spent so much of my, and that's a habit I've been into for a while now, but I spent so much of my early career just pretending I knew what people were talking about.
Yeah, winging it.
And now I just ask, or I look it up, or I
take some time.
And it's crazy how much faster you learn stuff.
So don't be afraid to ask questions.
Just ask questions. Go and speak to people.
Be a sponge.
Questions. Be a sponge. Yeah. Be a sponge.
You'll save time. It's a great bit of advice. Great bit of advice. I did the same, I think. Yeah. Oh, I know what you mean.
But it's so easy to feel embarrassed when
you don't know.
You're speaking to people who clearly are very knowledgeable and you don't know what they know. The reality is, there are always going to be people in life who know more about a subject than you. They're specialists for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you should try and learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
Every time when I meet agents, I'll go for a cup of coffee with an agent. I'll ask them about the market. I'll ask them about stuff I've heard, and I'll try and learn something from them.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how much I'm learning and how much I have learned over the last few years of doing that versus years of just making.
And that's a lot of networking. Yeah.
I nearly said networking, but I did let slip that I got my job at Runway East by networking through someone who heard that a job was coming up. So
you've already said that snippet.
I'd already said that. I didn't want to repeat myself.
So networking.
Networking as well.
Yeah.
Well, you made me repeat myself.
And asking questions.
It's so people focused.
It is, which is, takes us back to that being in the office and seeing people, being at events and meeting people.
It probably takes us back to why I wasn't very good at accounts when I was learning that.
Yes.
Too busy chatting away.
I wonder, yes.
Yeah.
You're a people person.
People person, yeah.
Yeah, me too. So if someone came to you tomorrow saying, I want to do what you do, what would you say to them?
Good question.
Yeah.
I think the property industry and specifically the flex side of things is such an interesting and engaging place to be.
Yeah.
I would always recommend anyone to get involved.
Yeah.
There's so much opportunity. I mean,
this is the thing.
So much opportunity to learn and develop, and flex has been around for a while, obviously, but not that long comparatively,
to other sectors.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's still so many ways that you can learn stuff. You can forge your own path, and there are lots of ways to innovate. And because the flex sector hasn't been around as long as traditional real estate, I would imagine, or I would say that we're probably a bit more agile in how we can, by nature of how most of the flex operators have been formed, can be a bit more agile in terms of how they operate and can innovate and can kind of figure out new ways of doing things quite easily.
Yeah.
Which was very useful in COVID when everything changed and everyone had to do it.
Yeah, of course.
So give it a go is what I'd say.
Yeah.
Check it out. I mean, I can't see myself leaving the sector.
Yeah.
Really, it's interesting.
It's a fun
sector.
It really is. The people are wonderful.
Really good.
I've met some really amazing people over the years. I think it's 20 odd years in flex recruitment, which I hung up that hat, but still know so many of you guys. And new ones opening, like constantly, and people growing, and it's lovely to see.
I would always recommend anyone, probably in any job, but certainly in this industry, if you're interested in it, get out to some events.
Yeah.
Go and be the sponge. Go and learn from people. Ask questions. Don't be worried about seeming like you're out of your depth.
Yeah.
Genuinely, actually, that's another great piece of advice that someone gave me years ago when I was in recruitment. Get out of your comfort zone and get used to it.
That's actually our last question.
Well, there you are. There you are.
Repeat yourself again.
But genuinely, being out of your comfort zone, it feels uncomfortable. Putting yourself out there and speaking to people you don't know can feel uncomfortable, but you get so much from it.
You do.
And you never know, you might meet the person who
changes your
life.
Like you did.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that. So let's switch off from work. I mean, we know about the jewellery.
Yes.
What do you like to do outside your day job?
Outside my day job? It's a really good question. I walk my dog.
Oh, but it's so good for you.
It's so good for you. I mean, I definitely think she enjoys it more than I do. She seems to enjoy it when it's raining, and I kind of stand there grumpy. But I walk the dog. I'm a terrible cook. I quite enjoy it though. It's so bad.
Room for growth.
Exactly. Room for growth. But then you've got to eat it afterwards, which is the problem, I think.
And your wife.
And my wife, yeah, bless her. She is. I would say as a person, she's very patient, especially when it comes to one of my little creative cooking sessions on the weekend.
She must love you.
She must do, yeah.
You've been with her a while, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Incidentally, we met in a flex office space.
Stop it!
As
my goodness, another.
Yeah.
She was an occupant.
Yeah, so was I.
This was
before I worked for Influence.
It's acceptable.
Yeah.
That'd have been a bit of gossip.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll let you off on that one. Yes. Oh, how wonderful. So again, the lady that introduced you to the flex industry, or was you already part of it? I was already a member. Already knew it.
The flex space. Yeah.
Flex has changed your life.
It has.
Or created your life.
If I can ever think of anything interesting enough to put in a book, I'll call it Flex Changed My Life.
Yeah. There we go. There's the title.
I mean, that might be all there is to put in it.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
And the end.
Also, yeah.
Oh, you could write a book about flex. I don't know if anyone's done that.
I'm sure I feel like they have. I'm sure that
I need to look into that.
It's quite niche though still.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to know everybody in the industry, doesn't it? Flexer is another one you're a member of, aren't you? So that's another place you can find out a lot about jobs and a whole load of stuff on Flex.
We went to the Flexer Awards.
Yeah.
Always a good place to meet people.
I saw you there.
We saw, exactly.
Yeah. So, Flexer is a great way of getting to know all types of, and not just that, but the suppliers to the industry as well. So exactly. So if you're looking for a role there,
subscribe to some newsletters.
Yes,
exactly.
And see what's going on in the industry. Yeah, Jane, she'll like me for that. I say, well, you've already done this, but last one, what's the best bit of advice you've ever been given? You have to think of something else now.
Oh
no. Other than put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is definitely a lesson worth learning. And I guess resilience and networking. Let's say the networking piece.
Yeah.
Get out there and network. I wish someone had given me that advice earlier.
Same, because I used to make me feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I used to dread it.
Yeah.
But now I love networking. I love hearing people's stories. This is like the best way to get to know people and their journeys. It's just fantastic.
I would say it's easy to fall, especially when you're early in your career, it's easy to fall into that networking piece of, you grab a beer and you're just tied to the beers.
Yeah.
And it's that's where you need to be a bit careful, because it's no good to anyone drinking 4 beers a week. But it doesn't hurt to get out there and to speak to people and to ask them questions and to try and learn. And, no matter what stage in your career you're in, get a lunch and get a coffee and get with a competitor, with a colleague, with whoever.
Suppliers,
and just, people don't learn stuff in isolation, or certainly they learn a lot less in isolation. In fact, I was listening to your podcast this morning.
Okay.
I'm not going to say which one, but I've sent a message to someone I thought had some quite interesting things to say.
Brilliant.
I won't say because they haven't accepted it on LinkedIn yet, but just in case they don't. But yeah, do that.
Oh, I
Find
love
out
it.
people you want to speak to, and
LinkedIn's great.
It is.
Another bit of advice.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, I think I have something like 20,000 connections. I've been on it so long.
Yeah. And in recruitment.
Yeah, we have to. It's a given. But yeah, I love how LinkedIn's evolved as well. Yeah. It's before it's strictly business, and people used to get a bit upset when people put personal posts on. But I actually like seeing people thrive in work and see a little bit of a different side to LinkedIn. I love it.
I agree. I think, but also when you're on the sales side, people buy from people.
Correct. You can see a lot of character there.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong, I still think there's stuff that's appropriate and stuff that isn't necessarily appropriate, but I think one should never be afraid of being human. Yeah.
I think that's post-COVID. I think we've got a bit like that, haven't we? I think because people were still posting stuff in COVID, and it was very personal stuff, obviously. And also there's a lot around mental health, neurodiversity. There's so much stuff on there that would never be mentioned back in the early days of LinkedIn. So I love the way it's evolved.
The mental health piece is a really interesting one that has evolved for a while. I'm one of those people who I'm quite bad at starting early and finishing late. And it's not necessarily always the healthiest way to be, but I always say I grew up on a farm. Yeah. So starting early was starting at 5 a.m. Finishing late was finishing at 9 or 10 o'clock at night when I was working on the farm. So it's still an early night for me, but
same.
It is important to make sure that you take the time to recognize how you're, especially if you're having a stressful time or whatever. Make sure you're taking the time to recognize that and don't push yourself too hard. That's another piece of advice.
And also the things that go on in your personal life, which is then challenging when you're trying to work and do your best in maybe a stressful role or a stressful time at work. You've really got to look after yourself.
You don't want to burn out. No. Because nothing good happens from overextending yourself, burning out, and ultimately your performance will drop massively. And if that's what you care about, because you're working late all the time, even just from the logic of keeping your performance high, you need to take time to look after mental health. How have we got onto that?
Yeah, it was me, I think.
Yeah,
right. Neurodiverse and mental health on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's it.
It's recognising things.
Yeah, well, thank God you're here to keep us on track, because I feel like we've meandered all over the place here.
I think it's been brilliant.
Do you know, I have no idea if I've answered any of your questions.
You have.
Have I?
You've been brilliant.
I've been talking.
I love enjoying meeting you. It's always such a pleasure.
It is
you're
a
great character.
To you as well.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm glad you're part of my network, and I think people are going to want to reach out to you. I would have thought, like you've reached out to someone, so feel free to reach out to Adam on LinkedIn. I'm sure if you've got any questions for him, or even how to get into the industry, or a flex, or questions about his role, they'll reach out to him.
More than welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure as always, and that's it, the end of today's episode. Please do forward, share on to friends, family, anyone that's wanting to get into a particular flex in this instance, but into the property industry and facilities as well. Please forward it on to them. Until next time, take care.